what our obligation and our purpose in this world. Why are we here? That's number one. What are we doing here? And number two, we need to find a way to get to where we need to go. Assess ourselves where we are and need to go. Sounds like a business strategy, right? But the same thing, we need a life. We need to write our own mission statement and need to figure out the steps how to get there. This is Mesilas Yesharim, Path of the Just, right here. So how do we do this? How do I write a mission statement for myself? How do I figure out what I am doing, what my unique mission is here in life? I'm going to share with you one that you may have heard. It's not a comfortable one, but a very efficient one. It's a meaningful encounter with ourselves, a place where we have quiet, when we not only turn off our cell phones, we leave our cell phones in the car, and we go for a long walk, or out somewhere else where we have space to think. And we do a painful exercise. We write our own eulogy. You may have heard this before. We close our eyes and we think, okay, hopefully live a long time. What do I want people to remember me for? This is a trick to think of what are my core values? What do I feel is the right thing in life? What are the things that I need to accomplish in this world? We're writing our own game plan, our own mission statement. What we want to be in the end. What's our end game? What do we want to be? And then we need to implement a system to get there. How do we do that? I'd like to share with you a game plan, again from Rabbi Erlang's grandfather, Rav Volba, a game plan which is in a number of his books, and he spoke about his whole life. It's the concept of Zriya Ubinyan, which means building and growing. Those are two different concepts. When you want to build a building, you take dead material and you put it in a very defined framework, and that building has very clear definitions and structure. That's a building. The building will not go anywhere. It's steady, but it also doesn't have any growth, any organic growth. It's dead material. It's a structure. It provides a clear framework. And then we have the other thing called growth. Think about planting a tree. You plant a tree which has organic growth. So it's going to have this, on one hand, it's going to have this constant process of growth and life. But on the other hand, it can sway in the wind. It also will lose its growth, lose its whole identity once it's cut off from its source. So you need both of these in our personal growth as well. In our personal growth, we need the confluence of both of these systems. We need to create boundaries, like Evan was talking about. We need to set down boundaries, like Marc was saying. We need to, for ourselves and our children, we need to set down boundaries where there's a no-go zone, and that's the binyan. Those are the unmovable structure that we build, the building. But at the same time, we need to have inspired growth. And that is something which has to be from digging down deep inside of us to become growing people. With these two guidelines that we have, putting down boundaries and inspired growth, those are going to be the solutions to encountering the challenges that we have we spoke about today with technology. I'd like to actually open the floor to suggestions. We were talking about them before. We just talked about the problems. We touched upon some of the solutions of the boundaries. I'd like to open the floor to what are the definitions, the defining lines that are advisable to stay clear from these dangers of technology.